Ain't worried about nothing. Ain't worried about nothing, man. Let me tell you something, guys. God makes me feel so loved. Like he comes down and he meets with me and he talks with me. Like yesterday, I called a friend to thank her. I called to thank her because there was an old post that I wrote about her, and one time where I was feeling so hurt and depressed and I just wanted to crawl in bed and cover up and hide from the world. But instead, I just pushed myself out to go and take my kids to her house for a play date for our time together. So by the time I got there, I remembered I didn't have my appointment with God. So I grabbed one of her books, Joel Osteen's books, Your Best Life Now, and I started to read that book. And right then in that moment, it was like a message from God. And he said, don't let bitterness take root. Say, trust him to make up for any disappointment in my life. So I just called her in Nigeria to just tell her thank you for being the friend that she has been, the positive influence that she's really helped to guide my life on such a beautiful path. So like 20 minutes or so later, I got a feeling to go through my emails, and I ended up reading Joel Osteen's email for the day. And can you believe it talked about this very thing, this holding on to bitterness? It says, it's easy to get bitter, hold a grudge. But he said, why would Jesus say that we should bless and do good to those who hurt us when they don't deserve it? Because you're not blessing for their sake, but for your sake. The mercy and kindness you show others is the mercy God's going to show you. If you're bitter and angry, you'll get stuck. And guys, that's exactly how I've been feeling lately. I've just been like I'm stuck in a rut. But God said life is too short to go through it with bitterness poisoning your life. If you'll let go of the hurt they inflicted and live out of a place of forgiveness, out of a place of wholeness, you'll not only feel better, but that's what allows the creator of the universe to go to work and take you higher. And there was a prayer that said, Father, thank you for all the mercy and forgiveness and protection you have shown me when I've done wrong. Help me to do good and bless those who have done me wrong. I am leaving them in your hands and believing you are taking me to new levels. In Jesus' name. Can you believe that, guys? So here I am calling my friend to tell her that old post that I read about coming to her house so many years ago was exactly what I needed to get, to let go of bitterness in my life. And for Joel Osteen to send out a message like on bitterness again for that day, 20 minutes after I spoke to her, that was just a God wink, with God saying, Nick, I see you. I'm intimately involved in your life, and I don't want you walking around with this bitterness. You have to let it go, and you have to leave everything in my hands. Exactly what I needed to hear, guys. For God to say, Nick, stop trying to hurt your head so much. Just leave situations with me. Let me take control. So whenever the thought comes of me trying to figure out what I need to do or what I don't need to do or whatever, I said, Nick, remember God said, leave this in his hands. So guys, ain't worry about nothing. My theme song now. Coronavirus, any situation, I'm trusting God that he's the guide of my life. Just how he had me to go to my friend's house those years ago and pull out that book of all books and to open to that page and read about bitterness and letting go, was him again coming to me now to remind me of that important lesson that we don't need to hold bitterness, we have to forgive. And as we forgive others, we can also forgive ourselves. Because I've been beating up myself, saying, Nick, you're supposed to be the God maniac here. Why are you doing this to yourself? So I just need to let it go, and I need to focus on more important goals and aspirations that God has put in my heart, like telling you about him and this love that I'm feeling from him, that Joel Osteen can send out a whole message for the day, just so God can communicate with me and let me know that he's with me, that he's taking care of a situation, that I don't need to worry. I can just trust him show up every day as my joyful, happy, peaceful self, and just know that there's never a moment that God's not with them. Like the Bible said, he thinks about us his thoughts are thousands, every day, that God is constantly thinking of us. And I believe it. For him to have Joel Osteen to send that message out to me yesterday, I felt it. I felt his love. And I don't want to feel this loved by myself. I want you feeling it too. So I want you having your appointments with him. Just how I went to my friend's house that day and found that meditation book. I want you finding ways to hear from God. Joel Osteen, he's one of my strong messengers from God, guys. So if you can go to his website, you can sign up for his daily emails. He has his whole church services are there. He's really been a great and a strong influence on me as well, to just get closer to God and live a life pleasing to God in every moment. So not holding on into any bitterness, guys. God wants to take our lives to a higher level with him, looking at important things that we want to accomplish. This life is short. Look at people just dying around us every day. But we're going to trust God that he's going to get us through this storm. So guys, don't forget God. Make him a priority. Make him the guide of your life, which I've done. And guys, I don't regret it. He's led my life on a beautiful path. So let's make God a number one priority. Wake up in the morning, have some appointments with him, alone times with him, reading your meditation books, or whatever you find that can connect you with him, so that you know that you're not going through life alone, that he's with us and he's guiding. And start paying attention to your feeling. God, what would you have me to do here? What would you have me to say? Where would you have me to go? I'm talking constant conversations with him about everything. And let's just continue striving to be the people that God himself would have us to be.